So here we have the Atari Jaguar, or Jaguar, however you pronounce it, 64-bit interactive multimedia system. This was released in 1993 and discontinued in 1996, but a few games were released for it after the system was cancelled, and there is quite a cult following for the system. Let's have a look at the back. Okay, so we have a picture of the Jaguar with a generic cartridge, shows the CD add-on and various games and the controller. There are only about 50 titles released for it, including Doom, Tempest, Rayman, so on. So there were a few good games for it. Now if we just zoom in a bit, so it says Atari Jaguar 64-bit interactive multimedia system, interactive electronic entertainment for your home, achieved by the power of 64-bit RISC technology. No. The graphics chip is not 64-bit, has a 64-bit data path, but it's not really 64-bit, and the main processor is 16-bit. So they're just trying to make out it's better than it is, really. It's supposedly the first 64-bit games console, but no, not really. So 64-bit graphics chip with multiple RISC processors, no. CD quality sound is 16-bit digital stereo, high-speed rendering faster than 850 million pixels per second. Don't say anything about polygon count. So now let's have a look inside and do an unboxing. Okay. So here we go. Unfortunately the inner box is a little bit broken. Okay, here we are. So we have the manual, which is not very exciting, just tells you how to set up your system in various different languages. We have one of those cards they want you to fill in with information about what systems you own and so on. And here we have the actual Jaguar. So it is kind of odd looking, kind of futuristic. So we have the Jaguar brand in there. We have the cartridge slot here, which also took the CD add-on. Note, no dust flaps. We have the power switch and the power light. For power systems like this one, it lights up green. For NTSC, it lights up red. If you put no cartridge in and turn it on, the LED doesn't come on at all. So it says down here again, 64-bit interactive multimedia system. The back of this is not very interesting, but the ports, we have RF, power, DSP for peripherals such as for a networking adapter, and the very odd AV connector. And at the front we have, get that into, there we go, two controller ports which are like a VGA type connector. So speaking of which, here is the controller. Now this does look very odd, but the Atari 5200 did have a similar controller of the keypad. The keypad was generally used for shortcuts in games, and there were overlays available to remind you what keys did which. Here we have ABC, pause and option, and D-pad. Atari did later release a Pro controller which remapped some of these buttons to other buttons that were more logical, but that's very expensive to get hold of today. Here we have the original power supply, which is 9 volts DC, 1.2 amps. And under here we have a number of AV leads. So originally, certainly for the UK, it came with an RF lead, but for some reason in France it came with a SCART lead. Incidentally, I have a SCART lead, which is a third party brought after, from a third party brought after this system was released. And as you can see, it says here, you insert it into Jaguar this way up, because it's not keyed, so you can put it in any way. So you have to make sure you insert it the correct way. So that's an overview of the Atari Jaguar system. We're now going to look at a number of boxed and unboxed Jaguar games. If you are going to get to Jaguar, be prepared to pay a lot of money for the games and peripherals. So this is Tempest 2000. Note the very odd design of the cartridge. I guess it's going with the sort of futuristic style of the console. Here is Club Drive, a 3D racing game. Not great in my opinion, and I think a lot of other people's opinions too. You'll be seeing that game later in this video. So inside a typical box, you've got the cartridge obviously, and then you've got, if you're lucky, the manual. This one oddly comes with 2 manuals. Now, the Jaguar was released in most countries, including Japan, and oddly this has an English manual and a Japanese manual as well, so I guess to save time they just put both manuals in, which is good. These manuals, so far the ones I come across, all in black and white, which is a real shame. This booklet is thicker, probably because it's in multiple languages, yes. So I guess it's technically a European manual, I'm not sure. Right, so just to point out, it shows here the use of the number pad, whatever you want to call it, such as to change the camera view. It's not really practical because you have to look at the manual to remember what buttons do what, which is why they released the overlays. Here we have a Rayman. We will be looking at this also in the video and comparing to the PlayStation 1 version. This has been my favourite of the Jaguar games I've played so far, and the most expensive also. Here we have Syndicate. Not really got into this game, but apparently it was good on the PC at least. But yeah, that is a quick look at some boxed and unboxed Jaguar games. So now let's look at some peripherals. Here we have the TeamTap multiplayer adapter. So Jaguar only has 2 controller ports. You can use this to extend to 4 controller ports. If you look on the back, they actually show you can plug in 2 for 8 players in total, but no game supported that, and only a couple of games actually supported just one of the multi-taps, so it wasn't a very used well peripheral, unfortunately. So we just look inside. So we have the connector to go into one of the ports on the Jaguar, and then you have the 4 ports like that. Just a multi-tap, very straightforward. Here we have a sealed, boxed original controller for the Jaguar. As it points out the features, 8 direction joypad, 3 fire buttons, 12 key numeric keypad with interchangeable overlays. So let's have a look inside. This is sealed, as I say, so this would be an unsealing. Okay, and how is this box going to come open? I'm thinking it doesn't want to come undone. No. Wow. There we go, it's on the side, I think. No, it's still not going to come open. Ah, I found it. How embarrassing. There we go. Brand new control pad. I'm not even going to take it out of the plastic, but there you go.
Hi, folks. You want to know what's going on? Let me tell you the story of Rayman. In Rayman's world, nature and people live together in peace. The Great Protoon provides and maintains the harmony and balance in the world. Sorry, folks, this apparently can't last. One fateful day, the evil Mr. Dark steals the Great Protoon and defeats Batilla the Fairy as she tries to protect it. The Electoons who used to gravitate all around it lose their natural stability and scatter all over the world. Troublesome, isn't it? And untidy, too. In this now unbalanced world, strange phenomena begin to occur. Freaks and hostile characters appear, capturing every Electoon they can find. They definitely need a hero to save them now! Don't you think? Rayman to the rescue!
No problem.
Go and free the Electoons, Rayman, and bring back the Great Protoon from its mysterious kidnapper. But will the bad guys let him do it?
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon to stay up to date with new videos. Thanks for being part of over 12 years of Yoshielectron on YouTube.